What's up, everyone? Champion's back again for another UFC predictions video. This time for UFC Fight Night Paris, Imavov versus Borralho. I'm super excited for this fight. This is one of my most anticipated fights of the year, along with the card itself, which is amazing. It's taken a few hits with some cancellations, which really sucks. I was super looking forward to Kaita versus Pitbull. That's off, sadly. I thought Kaita was going to put Pitbull out, but not the case. Ziam is off the card as well. Now Kyle Fernandez fighting Axel Solo, who I do like, and I've watched and bet on him before, so I can give a little bit of input on that matchup. But besides the point, it's still a great card. A lot of fun fights. Not Kyle Fernandez. Kyle Fernandez is fighting Harry Hardwick. I mixed him up. Axel Solo is fighting Reese McKee. Very sorry about that. But besides the point, great card. But first, as always, we're gonna go over how we did last week, or the week 2 weeks prior, which was the China card, and we did pretty good. The most important bets ended up hitting, so overall pretty good. I can't be too mad at that. So let's go through each one of them. The first fight on the card that I had bet on, Long Zhao versus Su Young Yu. Oh, Generational Wealth was so close with 2-3 KO, but shout out to Su Young Yu. Tough dude. Honestly, I thought Long Zhao won the fight, but it was close. I'm not even gonna cry about it. I still think Long Zhao was good, but he didn't really do as much as I was hoping he would do. I thought he would be trying to make him tired more and more. The fight went on, didn't really do that as much, but I thought he still did enough to win. It is what it is. He did not. The next fight I had a bet on was probably, It was probably Yijia. Yeah, Yijia won by KO against Weston Wilson. That was pretty easy. He didn't even try grappling with Weston Wilson. That was plus money. I'll take it. Next fight I had a bet on. There's not much to say there. Good win for Yijia. What else did I have a bet on? Is it Zhu Rong that was the next one? I think it was. I had Zhu Rong to win. I bet him to win by KO. I bet him to win by scorecards no action, so get my money back with that. And I had, I don't think I necessarily bet on him straight, which I probably should have, but it is what it is. I'm not too mad about that. Wrong shoot looked good. It's just Austin Hubbard's just super tough. I mean, what's there to do? That guy's gonna get slept one day, but not against Wrong Zhu, I guess. Next fight I had a bet on was it? I had Rangju, probably Mahashate Gage Young. I just put in a parlay with under 2.5, put something small on it. Both guys took some shots, and both guys ate some shots. I'm not super mad at that. It was a good fight. Gage Young did enough to win. I'm not mad at the approach I took. I picked Mahashate to win, but I wasn't even that confident. I had more belief in the under, and it didn't really hit both. I mean, shout out. Mahashate could take a shot. Gage Young could take a shot. I think Mahashate did sting him a few times. So it is what it is. The next fight I had a bet on was Neurology versus Kiefer Crosby. Fight ends in rounds 1 and 2. That was easy. I mean, that didn't really hit because I was with the Mahashate, but it is what it is. I feel bad for anyone who had Kiefer Crosby round 1. Honestly, you probably should have hit that because of the DQ, but I mean, what's there to say? I think that was terrible reffing, terrible decision making from Niraji, and also terrible for Kiefer Crosby to just come back and okay, yeah, I'm good to go and just get finished. Awful. I don't know what you're doing. Not good. Not good for anyone. The next fight I had a bet on was Sergey Pavlovich to beat Waldo Cortez Acosta. Worked out well. He didn't get it by KO. This guy somehow his chin is working very well. It is what it is. Pavlovich, I thought he won pretty clear. No problems at all. The better boxer, the better fighter. He won. It's about time the better fighter beats Waldo. I'm a hater a little bit with that. But, yeah. The last fight I had to bet on was right here. Oh, it feels nasty. I bet on T-City. I bet on Ortega. Before the weight cut. So, yeah. It was in a parlay. And I put less than a unit. Very sad about it. Yeah, I didn't like seeing him on the scales as he did, and it's that's not good. So I didn't add in anything more. than that. Yeah, T City just didn't have enough. He just got styled on. I was hoping he put more pressure, especially earlier on in the fight, but he kind of built as the fight went on, which is honestly normal Ortega, to be honest. Um, and I did think he was kind of getting to Aljo. So I'm like, it's kind of what I was expecting going in. Is like either Aljo's gonna win pretty clear, or Ortega finish. And yeah, Ortega just got beat up on. Pretty easy. Shout out to all the Aljo betters. In terms of the other fights, I can show you. I didn't do that great on predictions, but let's pull up the Tapology. Didn't do great on predictions, like 6 of 12. Uran beats DR. This DR guy is one of the worst. He's terrible. He's awful. I said that outright. I can't believe he like finished in the way he did. Like that's bad. That is very bad. So I mean, what's there to say? Good one from Uran. In the right weight class. So shout out to him. Talk about this one. Talk about this. Michel Pereira, Kyle Dawkins. I was right to stay away from this one. This was, in my opinion, legendary. Kyle Dawkins knocking out Michel Pereira. Cinema. It's cinema. No one expected that, and I'm happy it happened. Oh man, Michel is not the same guy he used to be, and yeah, not good. Not good for Michel. Got finished by Kyle Dawkins. I mean, again, hilarious to me. I don't know where Michel goes from here. Good for Kyle Dawkins. Loner Kavanaugh versus Charles Johnson. I think I did mention in my video, like, I think the under is probably a good look, even though, like, these guys can, like, survive. Was a good call. Even though I picked decision too. But it's like, there's value on the line. What a finish by Charles Johnson. I will say, Loner Kavanaugh was looking so good early. Looking so good. Got tired. Hands low. Gets caught by Charles Johnson, who's really picking up the pace, man. CJ's that guy. Shout out to CJ. Love the guy. I've taken pictures with him 2 times. Very nice guy. I wish him the best. And again, good win for Charles Johnson. I knew he was live to win this fight. Had nothing on Loner. Good stuff. Talked about this one. Oh my god, I should have talked about this one too when I was talking about my bets. This was my biggest bet of the card. Suma Darji to beat Borjas. It looked so easy. He made it look so easy. It made me proud. That was the biggest bet of the card. Sue's that dude, man. I call this fight perfectly. The leg kicks were gonna be there. Once the legs are toast, Borjas is not gonna have anything. He won't be able to reach him. Borjas started grappling, but as soon as I saw him grappling, it's like, yeah, it's over. Sue's got this in the bag because he's not going to be taking down Sue. His ground game's even worse than Suma Darji's, in my opinion. Sue made it look easy. He justified his line fully. God, I love me some Suma Darji. He's that guy. He's that guy. Shout out to him. And Johnny Walker, Ming Zhang. Shout out to Johnny Walker. Great game plan. Great game plan. I love the game plan he showed against Ming Zhang. Just make him grapple early. Just do whatever you can not to get chinned on the feet. Make it your kind of fight. Don't make it his kind of fight. And a few of the leg kicks he landed, man, they made his legs toast. Johnny Walker hits hard. So, I mean, man, shout out to Johnny Walker. Happy I didn't bet Ming Zhang. I wasn't even super confident in him necessarily, but I was like, they're here for a reason. And I was thinking, and my whole point was like, I think this fight gets extended, which is why I even picked round 2. Like, I think Walker will find a way to extend this because he knows he has to, and then he gets caught. But he didn't get caught. He ended up catching Ming Zhang with the leg kick and was able to do a big beatdown as a result. So, shout out to Johnny Walker. Now, to the next one. Imavov versus Borralho. I am so excited for this card. Let's get into it. I'm ready to give you some hot takes. And there's going to be a lot of hot takes coming up, especially early on the card. Maybe not so much as we get into the card, but early on. First one, there's a hot take here. Sam Page. You know how much I love Sam Page, and I am absolutely picking her. I'm picking her by... I don't know, KO or submission. I don't know which one's more likely. Play 2-3. But I think she finishes. That's the hot take. I think she finishes. I'm going to go KO. I think she'll just absolutely beat the crap out of Bannon. I mean, maybe sub is more likely because Bannon's tough. I need to do some research real quick. Has she ever got a finish with like KO or sub? 3 submissions. And are they like rear naked chokes? Because if they're rear naked, yeah. Armbar. Ugh, I don't like guillotine. Then it's like, is it like ground and pound? Elbows from mount. Yeah, I'm thinking like elbows from mount. That's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go round 3 KO. But again, don't get fancy with it. Do 2-3 whatever method or ITD. I think Sampage is, if there's anyone she's gonna finish, is this girl. Shauna Bannon's one of the worst to ever do it. I've bet on her against Alice Ardeline. Like, that was like, okay, I think she should absolutely win this fight. Everything's in her favor. Alice is not good, especially at this time. She's gotten better. Alice Ardeline's gotten better. She looked bad against Bannon. She looked pretty not so good against Martinez and either Melissa Martinez. And then she looked pretty all right against Rayan Dos Santos, who, to be fair, is not that good. But she has made improvements, to be fair. And that was full camp. This was short notice Alice Ardeline before she moved to like an American training camp where like she's training with like Terrence McKinney and those people. Awful. And she almost won this fight. It was like after that fight, I can never back this girl. Pooja Tomar dropped her. I couldn't believe it. I bet on Pooja. I couldn't believe it. To be fair to Shauna Bannon, I will say this. I did think she was winning round 1. I thought it was kind of crazy the judges were giving round 1 to Pooja, but they were. I mean, the loud noises she makes, it works, I guess. With here, Sampage, just such a better fighter, better levels of competition. This win against Luciano is going to age gracefully. I thought she won that fight. I know some people don't agree, but Luciano's is the goods. And Jack Lamory is the goods. These are good wins. Not getting hurt by Yasmin Haragui, just staying in there. Pierre, I think she low-key could have won this fight too. Probably only one on this planet thinks that. Thought she clearly won against Dudikova. Sampage is that girl. She puts up pace on girls, and I think she's going to put up pace on Shauna Bannon. I think she's going to break her. 2-3 for generational wealth. Or ITD if you want to be safer. And I can't be mad. I think she can. I think -3.5 is not even a bad look either. Because I know like Sampage is usually like good for like losing round 1 and then live betting her, but like, man, I think she could even win round 1. She won round 1 in my opinion against Luciano, which I think says a lot. Luciano's a pretty good girl in my opinion. Yeah, I think Shauna is god awful. I think she's going to get smoked here by the Sampage, probably one of my favorite nicknames on the sport. I believe in her. Shout out to her podcast and Macy Chasson. If you didn't know, you know they have one. She's not been recording it. It's like it was one episode. I don't know if they'll ever continue it, but I'm watching. Yeah, Sampage is one of my favorite girls. I will say the -340 or what line is it now? Is it -340? It might be. It might be still -340, -330. It's kind of much. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of much. I wouldn't suggest you take that. Maybe there's a chance Sampage does lose round 1, and like Shauna Bannon fades from there. You get the live bet on Sampage. I've always been the truther of the Sampage live bet. Maybe it might even be value if Sampage wins round 1. Because man, if once Sampage is going, Shauna's not gonna be able to do anything. Her game is just not built to beat Sampage. Sampage should win this fight. Next fight up the card, Renat Fakhretdinov versus Andreas Gustafsson. I hate picking this fight. I feel the line is moving in a point where it's like I want to bet it, but I don't think I should, and I don't think I will. I'm gonna go Renat Fakhretdinov round 1 KO, and let me explain myself. Not confident at all. This fight will play out in 2 ways, and I know if I bet on Gustafsson, it's gonna play out how he loses, and if I bet on Renat, it's gonna play out how like he loses. Either Andreas Gustafsson is able to marab Renat, just get him tired and win like that, or Renat's gonna wrestle him his way to victory, or he's gonna do exactly what he did to Kevin Lee, hurt him bad, and finish him like that. Probably not by sub, more like a TKO, but it's there. What I've seen on the tape with Andreas Gustafsson has not changed. I know he's got through Chaos Williams, but Chaos Williams, short notice, not great cardio. We didn't have much of a chance to even throw the punches he needed to throw to even put him out. Because Andreas Gustafsson pulled in the grappling, to be fair. To be fair, Renat's a lot better of a grappler than Chaos Williams is. There's absolutely that to mention. It's like he's not gonna be as bad as Chaos was in those exchanges. I think there's a chance that Renat can separate and just sleep this guy, if I'm being honest. And I won't be shocked if it happens, and I'm picking it to happen. But man, I just know whatever I bet, I'm going to be angry at myself. Like, because I already know this is not going to go my way. I don't trust this. I don't trust this. Maybe I would end up with a bet. I think Renat's the side if you're asking me betting wise, but maybe you get Renat early and then live bet Gustafsson and you get a possible ARB, but that's if Renat's doing good early. It's no guarantee of that. Renat's been like, and everyone like wants to favor Renat, which I get, but man, I can't do it. I don't want to touch this with the 10-foot pole. I don't like Renat either. I'm still not crazy about Andreas Gustafsson. Stay away from me. Next fight, Brad Tavares versus Robert Brischek. We want to talk about hot takes. Let's talk about hot takes. Brischek round 1 KO. This is crazy, I know, but let me explain. This is more of a fade on Brad Tavares than it is like belief in Robert Brischek. Brad Tavares' chin is nowhere near as good as it used to be. I really fully believe that. I was on Brad Tavares against Gerald Meerschaert. A lot of people were on Meerschaert there. I was like, no, this guy, Gerald Meerschaert does not have like power to beat Brad Tavares, and Brad Tavares' takedown defense is great. Brischek has power. I know he's old himself, 35 years old. I know he lost Igor Poteria. God, I have to defend this. Here we go. I'm going to defend it. Before that fight against Igor, who by the way was a 205er coming down to 185. It's a big dude, completely different weight class, and he's a pretty big 185er. And before Igor, who was he scheduled to fight against? Jacob Malkoun. Malkoun's out. Was it Albert Duraev? Both wrestlers. He was getting ready for a completely different matchup. And I still claim Igor's all right. He's not that bad. All Brischek needs is one really good shot, and he can put Brad Tavares out. I think he's going to get it. I think it's super live. Give me Brischek, man. And not to mention, he got embarrassed so bad. Like, I did this sort of thing with Juliana Miller versus Ivana Petrovic, it was part of why I was on Juliana Miller. They got embarrassed so bad. It's like that's the sort of thing that motivates you to come back and do better. I think Brischek has that. I like he's doing a lot of interviews. He's still in MMA. I think he's got the power needed to put Brad Tavares out. He just needs to hit one. I'm willing to take the chance on that. I think Brischek by KO is good. Brischek money line's all right, but I like both. I'm probably going to play both. I think he's going to chin Brad Tavares. And I think Michael Bisping will be happy because his record's not broken. I love Brad Tavares though, but it's true. His chin is pretty dunzo. It's pretty dunzo, which just sucks to see, but it's the truth. If you don't want to play Brischek just outright, I don't hate the idea of KO, like fight ends by KO, which is actually curious. What is it? I might play that myself if it's a good enough number. Out of curiosity, plus 150. It's okay, but I put a lot more of that stock in Brischek, but it would cover both guys, and maybe Brad Tavares can beat him, so, like by KO. So he hasn't KO'd anyone in forever, but has it been forever? It might have. Yeah, it has been. It's been a while, but I stand on it. And also traveled from America to France. Not as much of a travel from Poland. I think it's a get right spot for Brischek. I think he can absolutely come back and win this fight after a terrible loss, 1 year off or a year and a half off. Get back, improve. I believe in you, Brischek. I believe in you. Sam Patterson versus Trey Waters. Oh my God, here we go again. Another pick most people are going to disagree with. Give me Waters, KO. Round 1 or 2. I'll go round 1. Here I am. I'm fading Sam Patterson again. He has not still made the adjustments to defense. He's still hittable. Someone can hit him. Someone can knock him out. Trey Waters can. He's a big dude like Sam Patterson. So, that does like matter, I guess. Um, I don't rate necessarily Sam Patterson's takedowns as much as like other people do. If it hits the ground, it's probably over. I will tell you what, I think unders is a good look for this fight, whether it be 2.5 or 1.5. I think both of those are all right to look at. What are the numbers actually, out of curiosity? So I am very curious now. Let's pull it up. And it is under 2.5, minus 170. I don't hate it. It's like a parlay piece. It's all right. And then minus one, or like under 1.5, excuse me, plus 130. Don't hate it either. I expect violence, kind of how Sam Patterson fights. Although it maybe could be a clinch battle, which would be my worry. Like Sam Patterson working with the clinch, but I think Trey Waters is gonna just find the shot and put him out. I don't think necessarily Trey Waters is the best dude in the world, but just man, I'm gonna keep fading Patterson. But his defense is so bad. He's going to get slept again anytime now, and it could be this one. I'm gonna be riding with Waters. Probably gonna have a small bet on it. I'm not that crazy about Waters, to be honest with you. Do think it happens though, and yeah, unders is probably the best way. It goes both sides basically. I think Patterson, most likely way to win is by sub. If he does find a way to get Trey Waters down, fight could be over right then and there. He could maybe find a KO on Trey Waters. I don't really think so. Trey Waters, KO, very live. Give me Trey Waters. I think he wins. Cal Fernandez versus Harry Hardwick. I have zero confidence in this. I didn't really look into this one that much at all. I'm going to go Harry Hardwick, and I'll explain why. Let me go KO round 3. I just don't believe in Cal. I don't think he's that good. I really don't. What are these two big UFC wins? Lost to Mark Casey, which is a WrestleFest. Bad. Muhammad Yahya, my opinion, one of the worst fighters in UFC history. I mean, he did his job. He KO'd him, but it's a whatever win. Throw that out the window for me. Like I would take a short notice Tony Ferguson to beat Ronnie Yahya. That's how low I think of him. He does nothing. He gets hit. That's all he does. He's bad. He gets out grappled by Trevor Peek. Unreal. And then Guram Kutateladze, who I believe is a ghost. He's not the same guy he used to be. I don't rate that win as much as I think probably other people are. And I think that's what people are high on Cal Fernandez. Of course, I'm absolutely worried Harry Hardwick just gets slept like that. It's possible. Doesn't have the greatest defense, but man, he's a pace merchant. This is a completely different matchup than Frost Siam, who Cal Fernandez was preparing for. He's more technical. This is a completely different fight. I think this is probably a better live spot than pre. I'm not betting this, not pre especially. Maybe if I'm gonna bet it, it'll be like a 6-strike bet on like Hardwick, but I'm still not even that crazy with that. I do think Hardwick is live to win this fight. I think he can melt Cal Fernandez and win like that. Probably 3 decision and maybe with like a 2 KO just in case. But that I would lean 3 decision. Like if Harry Hardwick's gonna win, I think he's gonna pace him. But again, who knows? I mean, he's coming off his couch, so like I don't know if his cardio is gonna be super in shape. I'm really not sure, which is like it's hard to tell. You'll have a better understanding if you watch the fight, and it's like, okay, can I tell if he has the cardio and he's ready for this 3-round fight? Maybe he will, maybe he won't. That's why it's probably a better live spot, or just stay away entirely. I'm going Hardwick, not confident at all. Marcin Tybura versus Ante DeLiha. Now I'm getting to not as crazy opinions. I'm going Tybura decision. Not confident though. I know these people have fought before. I know Tybura, when he fought DeLiha, he won by the leg breaking of DeLiha. At the same time, Tybura was like stinging him with everything. But he's older now, so that's a worry. DeLiha's not necessarily a spring chicken himself, but younger in MMA years. But yeah, Tybura has been finding the better comp, but I just don't want to touch this fight. I think there's value on the under, perhaps, because I think Tybura and DeLiha can finish. Like, DeLiha's live to KO Tybura. Tybura's live to get, like, a ground and pound KO. Maybe even a submission. But I'm not anywhere near this confident. Tybor's on a run though, so shout out to him. I think he's beating. Well, Mark Parkin is pretty all right. Denise, I mean, no ground game. Like, what's there to say? I mean, this is bad though. The speed back armbar, like, I mean, what's there to say with that? Losing Tom Aspinall, no big deal. Taito Ivasa, he's been losing so much, so I don't. Hard to say. Hard to say how great that is because kind of not. I'll lean Tyboro. I think he wins the rematch, but man, it's hard to be confident. No thanks. Pass for me. Omar C versus Brenton Hibero. If there is a lock on this card or the closest thing to a lock, it's Omar C. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say round one KO. Brenton Hibero's terrible. I think he's so bad. If you look on his UFC stats, he has literally a 0% takedown defense. If C has done any sort of studying, he knows he can take him down. He knows just be a little careful with the take, like Benny taking him down. Maybe he gets a guillotine or something like that. He's gonna try and sweep you from bottom or something like that. He knows, like he knows the assignment. This is a setup from the UFC to get him a win. This should be an easy win. It's trouble because he could take the easy route, or not the easy route. He could take the safe way and just let it go to decision. Don't take zero risks, or he could take a risk and win like that. And anything's possible. I think KO because not only can Brenton Hibero get hurt by anyone on the feet, anyone. This guy's chin is awful, terrible. You can get chinned by anyone, so I think it's possible C even could just take KO him on the feet, or he can get ground and pound finish, which I think is very possible too. I'll tell you what though, a line I like better, -3.5 or like -5.5, -7.5, whatever spread. This guy's not losing no rounds. This guy is not losing any rounds to Brenton Hibero. Brenton Hibero is not here to win rounds. Like, I do not expect that at all. Yeah, I think C should get this. There's no reason he shouldn't be finishing this guy. I don't hate the look of fight ends by KO, which covers probably, in my opinion, probably Hibero's best chance of winning, which is just a random bonk on the feet, as well as C just landing a random shot on the feet, the KO's Hibero, ground and pound. I think that's a good look as well. Unders are probably an all right look at a good number. I think C spread is probably like the best way to play this fight because it covers all that sort of stuff for C. But if you want to like be careful with the KO, you can win on both of those if C gets a KO, and it would be great. But I think those are the best ways to look at this fight. C should absolutely win this fight. If he doesn't, I mean, unbelievable. William Gomis versus Robert Ruchala. I forgot how the weigh-ins pronounced it, but I didn't do the most tape studying on this one, but I did like do a little bit of research. I know William Gomis is with Nicholas Ott, who's going to be a name I'm going to bring up, who's in my opinion is one of the best coaches in all of MMA right now. I'm going to go with Gomis, but I'll tell you why I'm like not confident. And it's like things that like make me pause. Ruchala, I know, has done some time at ATT Water. We know about this. And the thing is about Robert is, I think there's a chance he might have like improved in his time off. I think he's got a pretty all right ground game. I like the ground and pound from him. I think he's got a pretty all right sub game too. But like, I don't know. I'm not sure how much it's gonna work on Gomis, but I trust Gomis defensively to be safe. But I think it's gonna be like a little bit of a sweat and be too close for comfort. I want no part of this. I think there's a chance Robert could win. I don't think Robert's bad by any means. I'll rate both guys. So I kind of want to stay away. I want to stay away. I want to watch. I want to gain data. I just think Robert might be just a little bit too slow. But again, who knows? Maybe he's gotten better since his last fight, which was like a while ago, and now he's at he trained at ATT. Things could change, man. ATT has transformed dudes' careers. Chris Duncan. I mean, that guy's on a big win streak now. ATT Water. Francis Marshall, completely different fighter. ATT Water. This kind of thing. So, that's to mention. Nicholas Ott's going to also transform William Gomis. He's going to be better. Maybe he finds a way to get a finish. I don't know. I'm not confident at all. I'm going to go with Gomis. I think the French crowd could maybe play a factor as well, but not super confident. Axel Sola versus Reese McKee. Oh, I hate picking this fight so much. I'm going to go Sola. He's kind of my guy. I feel like I have to. But I will say I'm not touching this fight at all. I'm not doing it. Unless maybe there's some kind of like late steam and it's like Sola's like a massive underdog all of a sudden, which I really doubt happens. Maybe he'll be an underdog, but still I'm not going to touch that. One thing that very much scares me. Axel Sola might have staph infection. If that's the case and he's on short notice, like that could just spell disaster. Because especially with how Reese McKee can fight, not always how he fights. When he fought Chidi and Jokuwani, he didn't really fight like this. He just clinching the whole time. But against like Frunza, absolutely puts the pace on the guy and puts it on him. That could be a problem here. Axel Sola, I like Axel Sola a lot. I think, and to be fair, I like him a lot at 155. I think he'll be doing some nice things over there. But 170 on short notice, oh, I don't like it. But I think the guy's pretty good. He's well-rounded. He can grapple. He can strike. He's good at both. Can get hit a little bit. He's tough as hell. I remember betting on his last fight, like putting in a parlay for like a degen reasons. Oh my god, scared the living crap out of me. He got hurt so bad. He still came back and won, which is awesome to see. But it does worry me, and like against a guy like Reese McKee who could find a way to make an upset happen. No thanks. I think I'm good passing. I'm cool with buying the dip maybe when he's like maybe he's an underdog next time at 155 for like his I'll say his true debut. So I think that's possible. But I won't be surprised if he wins here. I do think he's that good. I like his striking. I like his footwork as well. He gets in and out. It's the French style kind of thing. And he can wrestle. I think maybe he can even have maybe some wrestling success against Reese McKee and stay on top. But it's really not super confident. I'm not that confident in this fight. So give me Axel Sola, but I'm not confident. Mason Jones versus Balaji Oki. This is a sick fight. Fight of the night. Very possible. Give me, if my computer will load. Okay. Mason Jones. I'm going to go with him to win by decision. Although, I tell you what, I think the under has value for both sides. Like, I think submission Jones can happen. I think KO Jones can happen. I think Oki KO can happen. I think all of those are live. I'm going to go decision. Jones is tough. I think Oki probably get laid on. If the way I see this fight, I think Jones is going to wrestle. I think he's going to fight sort of smart for the most part. Maybe he gets cracked by Oki and he finds the wrestling then. But I would hope for his sake, just wrestle from the start. I take it that I don't think his fight IQ is as bad as his last fight showed in Jeremy Stevens. And let me explain why. Because in his post-fight interview, he's talking about like, hey, like he cracked me a few times. I had to try and get the win. He knows how important getting a win is. I don't think he's going to be trying to do this French crowd any favors, if I'm being honest. This is the path to victory. If he grapples, he's got a chance to look like a pretty big favorite, in my opinion. I think that's what he's going to do. I think what is he going to gain for just standing and banging with Balaji Oki? It's like with Jeremy Stevens, I think he's like, I know my chin can take this. I'll probably be fine. With Oki, younger guy, he knows Oki's path is to take his head off. And he's in his prime. He probably hits harder than Jeremy Stevens now does at this age. Maybe. I don't really know. I think Jones is going to take it to the wrestling. But, man, it's scary to back him if he does, just strike. It's very scary to back him, and I wouldn't want to back him if he does. So I'll just say that if you think he will actually grapple, which I do think he will, he might be an all right bet, but it's scary. I'm not crazy about Oki's ground game. I think that's the hole in this game, and Mason Jones has a chance to exploit it. I do worry about Oki's speed. Oki's a fast guy, so he can crack Mason Jones. He can be the guy who puts this guy out, who's asking to get put out because he doesn't have necessarily great defense. Great chin though. But I think Mason Jones will go to the grappling and win like that. So yeah, give me Mason Jones. And out of curiosity, I want to see this for the Mason Jones fight. What is him by submission or decision? Because I'm very curious at this moment. Instead of like just fading the KO for Mason Jones. Because now I want to know. Where is it? Is it not here? What's going on? Here we go. Submission or decision plus 120 instead of minus 120. I kind of like that. I don't hate that as a look. So if I had to play anything, it'd probably be something like that. So yeah, give me Mason Jones. Not confident. Modestas Bukauskas versus Paul Craig. I want nothing to do with this fight, but I'm gonna go Modestas by KO. I think he hits a little too clean now for Paul Craig. I like the developments of Modestas. But at the same time, I wouldn't be shocked if he just gets subbed by Paul Craig, if I'm being honest. I would not be shocked at all. Oh my god, that submission. I think Modestas, I mean, his hands are looking super clean now. I don't think that fight against Cutelaba was robbery. I thought Modestas won that fight. It's close, but I thought he won that fight. I think people are kind of crazy with how confident they are he won that fight. Or Cutelaba won that fight, but I just think the power difference can be too much. Craig a little too hittable. Modestas probably knows the game plan. Like, okay, just don't do anything dumb. Get yourself subbed from Paul Craig. Maybe like Paul Craig's path is like a heel hook or something like that because Modestas has long legs. But yeah, just follow the game plan. You win. I think that's pretty much it. Am I interested in really betting him? No, not really. Maybe the under looks like value. I don't know, but and what even is the under? My 1.5 plus 110. That's all right, but I'm not crazy about it. But yeah, I think Modestas wins. And it's scary the under 1.5 because Modestas sometimes can take his time, and as a result, this under 1.5 can miss, but he still gets a KO. And I bet you Modestas by KO is nothing nice. Let's find out, shall we? Modestas by KO is minus 130. Nothing nice. Next fight. Hold up. Sorry about that. We're back. Now we're getting into the co-main event. Benoit Saint-Denis versus Mauricio Hufi. One shot. Give me the God of War. I'm going to take Benoit Saint-Denis. I think he's going to get a round 3 sub. Maybe KO, but maybe decision. But I got Benoit Saint-Denis. I think he's super live to win this fight. And let me tell you why. I get it. Benoit is a little hittable. Little is a little an understatement. But I get it. That's why people are going Hoofy. He's very hittable. Oh, he got knocked out by Poirier. He lost to Renato Moicano. The Poirier fight, round 1, dominant. He was looking dominant. The grappling is great. You have to say this about Benoit Saint-Denis. His grappling is legit. He is super good there. Absolute physical force. The Renato Moicano fight, caught off guard. Very bad. And you do not want Moicano in the position he got on Benoit Saint-Denis super early in the fight. And what was happening as the fight went on? Benoit Saint-Denis was doing a little bit better. More, building into the 5-round fight. That fight went longer. They didn't stop it for the cut, which was really bad, understandable. Can't let that happen in the first place. I think Benoit Saint-Denis wins that fight, to be honest with you. Gets Nato Moicano off of grit and pace. I think it's very live to happen here. I think he could probably get hurt pretty early. There's a chance of that. Maybe he's able to get the grappling going pretty early. I like Benoit Saint-Denis here. I think the grappling is going to be too much. I heard in an interview with Claudio Poyes in MMA Junkie where he talked about how he trained with like Gene Silva and Mauricio Hufi in Killcliff. He talked about how he heard about Hufi's fighting Benoit Saint-Denis, and he was saying, "Oh, I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised to see like it'd be something of this effect where it's like." Don't quote me on this because I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's like, well, that's a little tough matchup for Hufi. I think that's because of the grappling, and I think he got that feel from the grappling with Hufi. I don't think his grappling is going to be all that. I think Benoit Saint-Denis got to be smart. Don't get just caught from something stupid. Find a way to get the clinch. Do work in the clinch. Find ways to get takedowns. Get top position. Do damage from there. Find a finish like that. I think Benoit Saint-Denis is going to absolutely swarm him. If Hufi gets tired in this fight, he's screwed. I fully believe he's screwed because Benoit Saint-Denis is going to be all over him, whether it be on the feet or on the ground. But But that first few minutes and stuff like that, when Hoofy's on, it's gonna be scary, and he can land a big shot. But I got belief in BSD. I like he's with Nicholas Ott as well, one of the best coaches in MMA. Like I know people are talking about the fighting nerds, like oh wow, they're special, they're the best team. This guy Nicholas Ott, I think is better, and like I've seen what he's done for Nassourdine Imavov. Since the Strickland fight for Nassourdine Imavov, and I'm even talking about this a little too early, but it's okay. Since the Strickland fight, he went to Nicholas Ott. He's changed gyms, changed his team, went to that. We've seen how much he's improved in that time. He gets better from fight to fight. I know the Kyle Prepelic fight wasn't necessarily the best look. At the same time, it's a completely different matchup to Joel Alvarez. And even then, like Benoit Saint Denis is like, okay, I can just run through this guy. I'll be fine. It's no big deal. And just put it on this guy on short notice. This is a completely different fight than the Kyle Prepelic fight, which he still won. Like, fine. He was obviously going to beat him. No problem. I think Benoit Saint Denis being very underrated here in Paris, France, and at home. He's going to try and show up, get ready, and put a show on for the crowd. Give me Benoit Saint Denis. I think the grappling gets it done. Nassourdine Imavov versus Caio Borralho. If you've been watching me, you know how much I love this guy. I love both these guys, to be honest. I like Caio Borralho. I met him in Miami. Very nice guy. But he's been talking a little too much about this other guy. And I think Nassourdine Imavov is going to put it to him. Oh my god, my computer's messing up. No way. Okay. That scared me. Imavov, I'm going to go by KO round 2. I think he's going to find the shot on Caio Borralho. Similar to how Jared Cannonier was. Cannonier was stunning Caio Borralho. Nassourdine is a sniper. He hits better. I believe in his ability. The 5-rounder is scary. I get it. Like as a Nassourdine backer, like many times, the cardio has always scared me because it's like, who the hell knows what we're getting? Because we've seen bad examples of it, good examples of it, etc. Like the Allen fight is very sketchy, but I mean both guys were super gassed. The Cannonier fight, I think, is the best example of how his cardio's looked. He didn't even look that great round 1, to be honest. But he built into the fight, and man, he really put it on. He really put it on Cannonier as the fight went on. People bring up these narratives. I need to say this because it's been annoying me. But Cannonier was up to like 2 rounds going into round 4, and it shouldn't have been stopped. Round 3 could have went either way. I honestly gave that to Imavov. I thought Imavov won rounds 2 and 3 in that fight, and obviously was on his way to winning round 4. There's that to mention, and like people are just ignoring how Cannonier, who lost to Imavov a year, 2 months ago, then went on to fight Caio Borralho 2 months later. Do you realize how much little time there was for just recovery? I know he didn't necessarily get knocked out so-and-so, but he was hurt, visibly hurt. That punch, we talk about that first punch that hurt Cannonier and got him on stilts. That hurts him. That's brain damage. Not to take time off for that, but since he's older, he has to take a fight like this. And they got Caio, who was visibly hurt a lot more than Imavov, who doesn't show any damage. It matters. Another thing about Caio Borralho going into this fight, he made weight for the not Kyle, Dricus du Plessis Hamza Chimaev fight as the backup. It's like, oh, I'm doing the company a favor, like all this stuff. They didn't give it to Imavov. First off, Imavov absolutely got that opportunity and was given this fight versus Caio Borralho. He's like, well, I'm not going to be the backup. I need to prepare for this fight with Caio. I need to, and I'm going to be ready to go. But he's pretty confident both guys are not going to like come out, like fall out. Caio is like, oh, I'm going to take this now, like because the UFC calls him because Nashi's not doing it because he's preparing for Caio Borralho. He would have been the backup if he wasn't doing this. And now Caio makes the weight. He cuts the weight and like the fight doesn't happen. So he just cut weight for like nothing. I mean, not nothing because he got paid, of course, but now he's got to cut weight again across the world. And he's been like in China and like all these different places because he's cornering these people. I think China. I might be completely wrong with that. Don't actually quote me on that. But he's been flying around like cornering his other guys. Like now he's in Paris like a week before. It's not enough time. Cutting weight again, 3 weeks. Do you know who else cut weight, didn't fight, then cut weight again and fought? How they did? Tony Ferguson versus Justin Gaethje. Something to keep in mind. Like I don't like that. I don't think it's a good thing to be just cutting weight and then doing that. Like I don't think it's a smart thing, especially a guy who hits as hard as Kyle. Not Kyle. I mean, he hits hard, but Imavov hits hard. This guy is clean. I love the combinations. I think he knows what's coming with Caio Borralho. Caio Borralho is going to want to grapple. I think he'd be smart to grapple. He wants to recreate what Brendan Allen did round one. I think Brendan Allen caught Nassourdine off guard in that fight so quick like that. I think Imavov knows what Caio Borralho is going to be trying to do. He's going to try to grapple. He's going to try to do the clinch thing. And like Imavov's getting stuck on the fence when being clinched. I get it. But he's gotten a lot better at circling around that stuff. And he uses it as a mechanism to gain the cardio back. So it's like it's not the end of the world for like Imavov with those positions. I think Imavov is going to be the much better guy on the feet. Not that Kyle's bad on the feet, but I think Imavov was just a lot better. And I know like people are like, oh, he's not really going to hit Kyle too much, but Cannonier was. Cannonier absolutely was like landing on Caio Borralho a bunch. If he can, Nassourdine absolutely can. And again, Nicholas Ott, I trust that guy to game plan well. He knows exactly what's coming with Caio Borralho. One concern I do have for Nassourdine, if we do make it to the ground, is like being held down there and just nothing happening. I don't expect Caio Borralho to finish him. He couldn't finish Armin Petrosian. Kind of crazy. I know he finished Mikhail Alexeychuk, but that was a time where Mikhail's ground game wasn't good at all. So that means nothing to me. Like just subbing him, but he's not really sub anyone else really in the UFC. But yeah, you probably could control. So that is my worry. I know people bring up the Brendan Allen, Caio Borralho grappling match, but it's grappling. It's not MMA. It's different. And also I think it was like a different weight class. Kyle looked huge in that. I think is just a completely different thing. So I don't think you can compare apples to apples with that. It's not apples to apples. But I think Nassourdine knows takedowns are coming with Kyle, and he knows he's gonna need to stuff them, and he's gonna be better about that as compared to the Brendan Allen fight. And honestly, look at Kyle's record. He's not really beaten money like really like great guys. Paul Craig, he KO'd him in round 2, which is kind of crazy. It went that long. Abus Magomedov is all right. He's pretty all right, but like he didn't look even that great that fight. Makhmud Muradov, he didn't look good this fight either. So, and he was kind of getting wrestled there too. Like it's insane. I don't think Nassourdine's really gonna be wrestling too much here. But I mean, maybe he could if he wants, but I don't think he should or would anyways. He knows on the feet his advantage. I am worried about the leg kicks of Borralho. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, like, because maybe that's going to be what Borralho needs to like circle and stuff like that, run away from Imavov for 5 rounds. I think the crowd's going to motivate Nassourdine. He does very well in Paris. I think Nassourdine's going to step up the occasion. I think he's going to earn his title shot. I'm not necessarily going to recommend anyone bet the KO for Nassourdine, but I will tell you what, I prefer the finish only for Nassourdine Imavov. Minus 145. I think that's pretty good. I think he's absolutely live to finish Caio Borralho. And I don't think Kyle's going to finish him. Like, that's ultimately what I think. Nassourdine Imavov's chin, most underrated MMA. This guy's going to hit bite some insane stuff. That Brendan Allen need KOs other dudes. 100%. And he eats it like nothing. This guy's chin is pretty insane. Gotta respect it. Nassourdine Imavov, I think he's going to be able to land on Kyle, land the big shots needed, and win like that. And also, another thing. I like the Fighting Nerds gym or whatever, like they have this data scientist or whatever who's like, oh, look at this, and they pause at the jab. It's like, oh, I'm analyzing everything. Nicholas Ott does that. He absolutely does the exact same thing they do. So it's not like this is 2 really good camps. It's not like it's Nassourdine has a bad camp by any means. Nassourdine's getting good coaching here. It's going to be a good fight. So don't go in thinking like, oh, the fight nerds, obviously he's going to win. No. Nicholas Ott is that dude. Remember that name, because I think you'll remember it after Paris, the UFC Paris card. Yeah, give me Nassourdine Imavov. I think he's very, very live to get a finish here. Otherwise, if he doesn't get a finish, it's probably goes decision. And French crowd absolutely can play a factor into supporting like Imavov like winning, because they're gonna be cheering everything he does. So yeah, that's what I think on the card. We'll go over my favorite more significant strikes, more takedown bets. So we're gonna go through each fight with those. So let's get into it. Sam Page, Shauna Bannon, more 6 strikes. Sam Page, she's gonna be on her whole time. More takedowns, probably Sam Page. I don't think Shauna Bannon's going to be going for any takedowns here. I think that would be very bad. But yeah, Sam Page are both. I don't even know where this fight. I guess Gustafsson, more 6 strikes is more likely. Although if he gets nuked, it's going to be Renat. So I don't know. And more takedowns. Renat, because I don't think Gustafsson's really looking for takedowns. He's looking for the clinch. So I'll go Renat there. I'm not even that crazy about that. But I guess Renat. Breast Brad Tavares. I think probably Tavares more takedowns is more likely. And I'd say Tavares more 6 strikes probably, because I think he's going to be more volume. But I wouldn't necessarily be shocked if Breast just puts him out and like he wins the 6 strikes battle. But I would lean Brad Tavares with those. Patterson, Waters. More 6 strikes Waters, because I trust his striking, and I don't trust Waters. Not Waters. Patterson's defense. Takedowns gotta be Patterson. I don't see why in the hell Waters should ever go for any takedowns here. Cal Fernandez, Hardwick. More 6 strikes Hardwick. I'll say that. But if he gets just KO'd, yeah, it's gonna be Cal. More takedowns. I don't really know. I'm not sure if we're gonna be getting any. I guess Hardwick, because I don't think Cal is gonna be going for any, but I don't like that either. Tybura Deliha, probably Tybura more takedowns. More 6 strikes can go either way. I guess maybe Deliha because he's maybe younger. I'm not crazy about that one. More takedowns, Tybura is probably all right though. Homer C, Ribeiro, 6 strikes C, takedown C. Maybe the 6 strikes would be dicey, but takedowns, come on. That's this guy's Ribeiro's getting taken down 100%. I'm very confident. Like it's either getting taken down or he's getting put out like right away. Like it makes sure it's like it voids if they tie. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, all day. William Gomes, Ruchala, Robert. Gomes probably 6 strikes. I guess more takedowns could go either way because both can do takedowns. But I'm just gonna go 6 strikes because Gomes is probably is the better minute winner. But yeah, not for me. Not for me. I'm not crazy about either of those. He's not necessarily the most biggest volume guy, but yeah. Axel Sola, Reese McKee. Again, another one I'm not. It's a little scary. Normally I would say like Sola if I wasn't worried about like in terms of the 6 strikes, in terms of the staph infection scares me. So like I guess I'm gonna go Reese McKee for that. Because he can push a pace, he can maybe throw some, but you never know what Reese McKee's coming. No thanks for me. More takedowns, probably Sola. He's probably the more likely one to go for takedowns here. Balaji, Oki, Mason Jones. More takedowns, Jones. Easy. Then more 6 strikes. It can go either way. I guess I'll lean Jones because I think it can do some damage to the ground and pound, but wouldn't be surprised if it's Oki. But Bukowskis, Paul Craig, pretty easy. More takedowns, Craig. More 6 strikes, Bukowskis. Craig's gonna be the only one going for any sort of takedowns, I guess. It's my guessing. More 6 strikes. Mendez can be the only one really doing much on the feet, in my opinion. So, although he could be low volume, so that can be maybe a little scary. Benoit Saint-Denis, Rufy. If you think Rufy's gonna get a KO early, it's gonna be Rufy more 6 strikes. But I mean, I fell victim to the Rufy more 6 strikes against Lawn Top, where he was winning absolutely the whole time, and then he got out 6 striked in round 3 to the point where it's like, shoot, you lose your 6 strike that, which sucked. So maybe that can happen here with Benoit Saint-Denis just swarms him. More takedowns, Benoit Saint-Denis. Rufy's not going to be taking down Benoit. He'd be doing weird things if he's doing that. Nassourdine Imavov, Caio Borralho. Caio Borralho, more takedowns. Don't think Nassourdine's going to be really going for any. And more 6 strikes. Nassourdine. I like that. I think he's going to land big shots. He's going to be picking his shots well and landing the better shots. So, yeah. That's what I think. Thank you so much for watching. This is a great card. I'm very excited for it. It's going to be a great one next week with UFC No Shade. There's some spots I really like on that card, so we will get into that when we get to it. But yeah, enjoy the card. Have a great one. Let's go. Have a great one. See ya.